Who is more likely to be on a Shia meltdown post/page?
I mean, I think this is pretty easy.
Is it? Okay.
In my head, it is.
This is pretty close. It's pretty close.
3,
2, 1.
Oh, you.
Oh,
Oh, you put you?
I put me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It
So,
was between you and I.
Oh,
So
yeah, I know.
I think I have reasoning for this because I've taken both of you lads when you've had a Shia meltdown kind of moment.
Yeah.
I feel like Connor, I've taken care of Connor a few times, and the older Connor has gotten, the more aware he has been with the amount of alcohol
Yeah,
he
that's
has
true.
intaken.
That's true.
I remember like beginning when at the beginning when I first met Connor, he got fucking trashed
Oh my
a
god.
lot more.
I remember back at our old places, you know, when we used to live near each other, and we
Yeah.
went that one night. I think it was like the second or third night you arrived in Japan.
Yeah.
And we
yeah.
went to that izakaya. I've never seen you that drunk in my life.
Oh, yeah, because then we thought it was a good idea to get strong zeros on the way
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
And then we drank it at my place, and you were just,
I was just gone. I was
gone
just
on my couch.
I was gone. I was so gone. Yeah, I've gotten older. I've just enjoyed getting super drunk less.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now I kind of always get to that.
Wait, why did you
Tipsy
say
point.
me?
Because I feel like Joey's had his drunk nights that
Sure.
we've taken care of Joey as well. But I feel like also Joey just drinks less than Connor in general.
I'm less
So-
susceptible.
Yeah.
So Joey doesn't know his limits as well as Connor, and
Yeah.
I think it proved himself. Last time we had a drunk recording,
Oh, yeah, you got toasted.
and Joey, unbeknownst, we just had a drunk recording. Joey got absolutely smashed.
I drank. That wine was so good, though.
The wine was so
And
good.
I went home, and right before I entered my apartment, I threw up.
Did you really?
Because we did it on an empty stomach.
Oh, my Lord.
I forgot to, which I did not have an empty stomach because I knew we'd be drinking.
Yeah, I
but-
forgot to eat dinner.
I think I did work after that episode.
Oh my god,
I think-
I went home and I laid on the couch and I was just like,
Yeah,
I'm
pretty,
done for the
I remember
night.
I was pretty toasted, but I went home and I think I sobered up and started working.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that was awful.
Couldn't be me.
It was not good. It was a lot of
And
wine.
Joey had a great fucking time.
Oh, dude, it was great.
Yeah.
Wine fucks me up though, because wine is so easy to drink. Fat, because I drink wine almost at the same pace I drink beer.
Yeah.
But one of them is triple the strength of the other. So it's kind of like I even if I don't get toasted on wine, if I just drink a fair amount where I get tipsy, the next day I feel fucking awful.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of strong zeros, actually, did you hear the recent news that Asahi is thinking to discontinue it?
I mean, the
Really?
health
Yeah.
experts have been like begging them.
Health experts
to,
were
like,
telling them,
stop
being like, please stop.
making strong
Okay.
zeros because they're not only are they very like the ingredients in them are fucking awful for you. The alcohol content is insane.
Yeah,
And
because it's
way too
so easy to
drink.
drink.
There's so much sugar in them as
They're
well.
called gaijin killers for a reason. Like, they're actually out
They're
there.
actually out there killing people.
Yeah.
And they're also super cheap, so it's really, really easy to drink like 3 of them a night.
Yep.
Even
Yeah.
if you're on like, I mean, you'll see people just at midday just smashing a strong zero.
So there might be a point where the strong zero economy is just going to skyrocket because everyone's trying to get it before it's all gone.
I know, because a competitor will walk in, and unless Japan changes the rules on what alcohol,
Yeah.
but I can't see them doing that because they.
It's
I
too
don't know.
beloved.
Also, the alcohol industry is so powerful in Japan.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love John's one. Who's most likely to shout Kamehameha just to push his shit out?
Well, that's Joey.
That's me.
Joey will do that unintentionally.
Who's most likely to fart loudly on a crowded train?
That's me.
That's Joey. That's
me.
Joey. That's Joey.
Joey would
apologize
when K-go.
I wouldn't even apologize.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have who is more likely to cheat on a test?
Okay. All right.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Listen, it's an art form.
Have you?
Oh, dude, so many times.
Really? I've never had the balls to.
Okay, like
I was a good student.
it wasn't like thought out, but like, listen, if I'm in an exam and I don't know the question, I'm gonna do everything in my power to see if the guy next to me, see if he's got an answer for it.
Garnt and I are too Asian to do it, man.
No, I've done it.
Shit.
Have you not done it?
I've never done it. I've always been too afraid to.
The amount of work I also put into cheat on some things was
Yeah.
probably the equivalent work of what it would have took to just learn it and get a good grade.
Wait, what? How far did you go when it came to cheating on a test?
I had like this kind of like I would like schmooze the years older than me to kind of have a good relationship with them, so that I could be like, hey, by the way, could you send me this test? because they didn't change the test answers.
Oh, so you went for the social engineering kind of
A lot of social engineering, and also like there was times where I would, for my own benefit, I would try to do the test well. But if I knew that someone had the answers, I would never submit the test. I would be like, hey, can I get the answers, by the way?
Yeah.
So that I could put down the perfect score.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it was just like an online quiz that mattered for your like overall grade. And I was like, I'm not fucking.
See, we didn't have that. Like we had all the written tests, and they would change it every year. So
I had those two that changed every year, but when we were in the test, I would, if someone was sitting next to me, I would definitely.
I think for me, it's not a matter of like I didn't cheat because I didn't want to. It's more like I didn't know how to. Because like in a test situation, I don't know how it was for your school, but in our school, like they would really fucking separate the desks from one another so that we couldn't. So like even if I looked over at the person next to me, they're so far away I can't see their papers.
Sometimes even then you might not have the right answer, right?
Yeah.
But if I didn't have an answer, it's better to have at least something.
Yeah.
Like he seems pretty confident. I could roughly make out he maybe ticked one of something box or something. You know?
Right.
Yeah, like
Depends on the test. Sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, like for me, sometimes there would just be a piece of like I'd be revising and there'd be a piece of information that just would not be sticking, or I'm like, I'm never gonna memorize this in time. So I would just like put down some quick notes and just hide it in different spots and different places, you know, in case I needed a reminder.
Damn.
But the fucking funny thing is, I never needed the reminder. Maybe just noting it down and with like, maybe noting it down and having it on a piece of paper, knowing I could cheat if I wanted to, gave me the mental preparation and the mental safety net that just never, I never needed to actually look at.
On exams, I never really cheated just because it was a lot of work and it wasn't worth getting caught. But if there was like a test that we were getting online, 100%.
All right. With all the tools available now, like ChatGPT and all of like the fucking AI tools.
Oh, it's very bad. The shooting is very bad.
Do you think you would cheat on like a piece of coursework?
100%.
Oh, dude, yeah, totally. Now that the tools given to cheat are so readily available and like a lot more difficult to, I guess, like, validate. Yeah, 100%. I would just be like, I just fucking write the whole paper in and just be like, yep. Change a couple of words, maybe, you know. It's that tactic of like, getting the Wikipedia article and just changing a couple of the words.
Yeah, I mean, people are like losing their minds over like, oh my god, ChatGPT can write my entire essay right now. But I know, I know how many courseworks have been done by just changing words in the Wikipedia article and just becoming an expert at changing it just enough so you can still differentiate it from a copy and paste. But I know a lot of people did that. Definitely not me. Definitely not me.
We're not advocating for it, but
yes,
don't get caught.
All right. Next up, we have who is most likely to go a week without showering?
Well, this is hard.
You boys shower every day?
I do.
No,
You don't?
not every day. It's bad for your skin.
All right, ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Oh.
I mean, I have gone a week without showering before.
Whoa.
Not while I was at home, like while I've been like camping and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like we've been on like week-long camps and obviously there's no fucking shower there, so I didn't have to shower. I hated it, but if I could, I would.
What do you mean if you could, you would?
Like if it wasn't necessary. But I find it too necessary because I have to like meet people and like, fucking socialize and interact with other people who I don't want them smelling my week old BO. Fuck that. So like if I was like,
your week BO is like my half day BO.
yeah, but like I'd still be self-conscious of it, right? Like of how I look. So like, but if I was, for example, during like my fucking DGen college days, I went like 3 or 4 days without showering multiple times.
I feel like if Joey was having a gaming sesh where he was just stayed in for a week playing Persona when nobody would judge
Do you mean
him.
last weekend?
Or last weekend. I feel he does it just unintentionally anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I went 2 days without showering last week.
Unless he accidentally shits himself and then that's the reason that he needs to shower.
All right. Or a
Joey
popper.
shit himself.
I shit myself playing Persona.
Ooh,
that's me.
I like this one. Who is most likely to become their parents? So we've all met each other's parents, right? I guess who is becoming most similar to their parents?
I feel like this is kind of obvious.
Is it obvious?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Let's go, Dad!
You're gonna become your dad.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm already
You
there.
are halfway there already.
I am. The only thing that's stopping the other half from reaching it is my mom's genes. The Asian side of me is stopping my full metamorphosis into my dad, but
I don't know. I feel like
Metamorphosis.
in terms of my Australian side, I am 100% like my dad now.
I feel like the older I get, the more my mum's genes are just losing that battle. In
Oh,
terms
yeah.
of, like me becoming my dad.
Yep.
I don't know. Like I feel like my mum. I feel like I don't know if this is true with every son, but I feel like I spent more time with my mum as a kid, and so as a kid I felt a bit close to my mum. But the more I grow up, the more I find a bond with my dad, just because there's just
One of the boys.
He's a lad.
He's a lad.
Yeah.
Part of me,
Boys.
it's just something about my genetics has just made me grow more and more into my dad. And the more I grow older, the more I understand why my dad acted or did things the way he did when I was younger.
Yeah.
I don't know. there's
Because
just-
now you do it as well.
yeah, because I do it as well.
Yeah, totally.
How much of the behavior do you have now? Do you feel like is genetics versus you getting raised up in the environment that you did?
Well, I think like in a sense with like in my case, for instance, being my parents being in a international relationship, right?
Yeah.
I think behavior that you learn or that is instilled on you by the parent is very intrinsically linked to the culture. Right. Because like my dad would teach me a lot of like, kind of the Australian culturisms of like how to socialize and how to talk to people and just how to be a good person. And then on my mom's side, she taught me about, the Japanese side of like being respectful to people and being considerate and being responsible and stuff like that. So it's hard for me because I feel the culture and the things I learned from my parents are basically the same thing, just with like a little bit of like parent sprinkle inside of it,
Yeah.
Like it's not Australian, it's not like customarily Australian to go, oh, fucking shit-faced after a drink. But it's very Australian and it's something my dad does. So it's like, that's just something I learned. What about you guys? Because like, both your parents are the same nationality.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like, how was it for you guys?
I know it's weird, right? Because I was with my dad recently and he was telling me stories about what he was like when he was younger. And this is like some shit that, he kind of like never instilled into me, just like some very small things. And I realized how similar we were in like the way we thought and the way we viewed the world. And I was like, wait, but you didn't teach me any of this shit. I just grew into this. I kind of like developed this over time without having my dad, because my mom was the one who really instilled a lot of my teachings and my values when I was younger.
Yeah.
My dad, he's a very chill man. I think, I don't know how much I got of him through just me hanging out with him through like osmosis, or maybe it's just fucking like the genetic
Your
side.
dad really is just the epitome of, he's just vibing.
My dad is just vibing, man.
Personification of vibing.
My dad is just vibing.
Yeah. What about your parents?
I don't think I'm like my parents at all.
Really?
I don't know what happened. Maybe animal. I mean, I think I'm closer to my mum for sure.
Right.
But that's, I don't really think so. I don't.
So
think
you there's nothing that you do kind of just regularly that is like similar to your dad in any way?
What about your brothers?
My brothers? Well,
Are you similar to any of your brothers?
I always joke that I'm my dad's the mailman because I look nothing like my parents. My mom hates that joke. Yeah, my brothers are more like my dad for sure.
Right.
My brothers, because you both met both my brothers.
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
They're very, very different to me.
Yeah.
I noticed
Very,
that.
very
I
good.
noticed that.
And people are always like, what the fuck? Because on the tour, when they met my little brother, they were like, why is he like chill? And I was like, what the hell? What the fuck?
Why is he like chill?
Like, why is he like cool and chill? I'm like, why are you like this? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That is true. Like you are
Very,
definitely
very different to my
different to
brothers.
all your brothers. Yeah. I think do you think that's as a result of like having the occupation you have, or like because you moved to Japan?
Is it the Xbox that is that
Oh,
what
shit.
raised
Was
you?
it the Xbox?
Was it the
I mean,
Xbox that raised
I
you?
think I spent so many of my developing years online talking to like Americans and other people that
Yeah.
like I I spent so many hours not around my family.
Right.
Which I almost like to some extent like regret. But at the same time, like now I feel like I'm a lot closer to my family. But as a kid, I was not close to my family at all.
Right.
I'm just thinking of like our father figures. It's Joey's dad, me, my dad, Connor, the COD lobby. Like
basically, dude. I was forged in the pits of Rust, Modern Warfare 2. That's where I learned so many valuable lessons.
His father figure is Microsoft.
But that's like why like I don't worry too much. I was like, oh, this fucking generation, they're screwed. And I'm like, bro, I was like fucking raised on like Halo and Modern Warfare. Like I barely spoke to my family. So I'm not worried when I hear about these kids who are antisocial. I'm like, yeah, I mean, they probably just found something they like doing and that's where they want to spend their time right now. You know, I think a lot of kids, they spend so much time around their parents growing up that they kind of, when they're a teenager, they kind of start feeling a little bit independent. They're like, I want to feel like they want to be
doing something the furthest away from their parents.
Which is what I was very much guilty of. And, you know, I come to regret it a little bit. And now that I'm older and I can be closer to my parents a bit more openly, I think I have a lot healthier relationship with my parents and my brothers now.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm not like them at all. I think I'm very, very far away from. I think obviously some things that like them, but generally it's like almost weird how unlike them I am. I think.
No, I can see that. Yeah.
My brothers are cool though. All my brothers. All my brothers are very, very different.
They are very different, very cool.
None of us are similar at all. It's just like I see Sydney and Russell are like very similar in a sense.
Yeah, they are very similar.
And it's like, dude, I'm like, man, I wish I could.
You've met my sister as well.
Yeah, you're very similar.
She's literally the female version of me.
Yeah, which is like, okay. I wonder how this works. How the fuck does it work where you have like 3 brothers and they're all like completely different?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's very interesting.
Do you think it's different maybe because you guys were all boys?
Maybe there's like that urge.
Maybe like the sister and brother dynamic. It just naturally kind of tends to like one gets closer to the other.
I think brothers and sisters don't mind being like closer in personality, but like boys, you don't want to be the same exact same population brother. Because otherwise your oldest is probably going to be the better version of you.
Exactly. Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Do you feel protective over your sister?
Oh, 100%. She's my sister. Like, I have to, you know. But at the same time, she's also so dependent now that even, like, I want to, like, you know, be there for her more, but, like, she's just like, nah, I'm chilling, bro. We good.
Independent. You said independent.
Oh, sorry. Independent. Sorry. Yeah, she's so independent that she's just like, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, we good. Just call me every now and then. We good. Like, we send each other memes all the time, and it's, like, the exact same style of memes that we send to each other. So like, you really are my sister.
I don't know if it's from like media growing up, but I think there's this like unhealthy like expectation that's set on, especially a family of a lot of boys, where it's like, you got to make something of yourself. You got to become something individual. So I don't think my brothers felt that. Maybe they didn't, but I definitely felt like I had to like stand out compared to my brothers. Like do something different.
I guess they were kind of more like your rivals than your brothers, right? Like,
kind of growing up, but you also got each other's back. Especially because Callum, my older brother, growing up, he was like a straight arrow. He's a great son. It's like if you wanted the perfect son or a model son, it'd be my older brother because he was responsible, didn't cause problems, and was good at everything. And he's great. I love him now. He's great.
That's the older brother. That's the older brother dynamic, right?
Yeah.
True.
He's got to set the standards, right?
He set the standard too fucking high, if you ask me.
He ran so you could.
I was doing pretty good in school, but Callum always did better, and I was like, this
like, fuck you guys. I'm gonna play the Xbox.
Because I would always like my philosophy growing up was I will crush everything I do and do it right away, so that when I played Xbox and like degenerate amount of hours, my parents wouldn't get on my ass for it. But they still got on my ass for it, which I felt was they broke the contract.
Yeah.
The contract was I give you good son.
Yeah.
You let me play Xbox. And so I thought on paper I was crushing it. I was great at sports, did all my work, I got great grades. And I thought the agreement was I could then do whatever I wanted.
You didn't read the fine print.
I did.
Just kidding.
But I didn't understand. And what I failed to appreciate was that parents that back then had this, they thought that the devil was running the video games.
Yeah,
they thought it was bad for you.
Yeah.
So they didn't want me playing it. And I was like, no, trust me. I wanted to play
Trust
more.
me, the devil said it was fine.
But now I always joke with my parents that they fucked up by stopping me from playing video games. I'm like, I could have been cracked. I could have been the best.
I could have been an esport. You see that esport player?
I could have been the best of the fucking best.